Hello students, we will start the today new topic, that is the introduction to parasitology. In this topic, definition of parasite and host, parasitism, types of parasites, host parasite relationship. All these studied in this introduction to parasitology. What is mean by parasitology? Parasitology means study of parasites. Those parasites who are depend on the other host. They cannot be prepared own food material and not to be survive independent life. That is called as parasites. Number of type of parasites: ectoparasites, endoparasites. Some categories are there, that is symbiosis, commensalism and parasitism. First, what is meant by parasite? A living organism which receives nourishment and shelter from another organism where it lives. Means parasites are live in the other host, any vertebrate host, and its nourishment also depend on the host, because they cannot prepare the own food material and to survive independent life. That is called as parasites. What is meant by host? An organism which harbors the parasite association of living things which live together. An association which is formed between animals of different species may divided into three categories. Host means what? Two types of host. That is, one is intermediate host. Some larval forms are live in and development of larval forms in the intermediate host. And in this intermediate host, invertebrate animals as well as vertebrate animals also having. And a definitive host, main is definitive host, means adult worm, adult parasite live in permanently in the host, that is the in the body of vertebrate host. Different species may divided into three categories. That is, the first is symbiosis. What is meant by symbiosis? An association in which both are so dependent upon each other that one cannot be live without help of the other. None of the partners suffers any harm from the association. Symbiosis means what? That is, they cannot be live or living or survive without any host. Host is depend on that parasite, and parasite depend on the host, each other. Means both are depend on the each other. That is called as symbiosis. Both are benefited. At that time, sometimes some parasites are non-pathogenic also. That non-pathogenic parasites not causing to the injury to their host. That's why it is both are the benefited. Parasite also, its nourishment takes place in the body of host, and host also depend on that parasite. Example, sometimes useful bacteria also there, useful bacteria in mouth also. That type of non-pathogenic bacteria, some parasites or some other parasite also ingested. Useful bacteria in intestine also, some viruses or other also ingested. Next, commensalism. What is meant by commensalism? An association in which the parasite only is deriving benefits without causing injury to its host. A commensal is capable of leading an independent life. This commensalism is an association in which the parasite only is deriving benefits without causing injury to its host. A commensal is capable of leading an independent life. In the commensalism, parasite is benefited, but host is not benefited, not harmful. That is called as commensalism. One is benefited, other one is not benefited, not harmful. Third category, that is the parasitism. Parasitism means that two types of parasites, that is non-pathogenic parasites and pathogenic parasites. Non-pathogenic parasites live as a shelter in the body of host, but not causing any injury to their host. But pathogenic parasites, that is to live in the body of host and causing the different types of diseases. An association in which the parasite derives benefit and the host gets nothing in return but always suffers some injury. However slightly the injury may be, the host at the same time offers some resistance to the injury done by the parasite, and there may be some adaptation tolerance between the parasite and the host. And number of parasites live in the body of host. At that time some immune power also created the body and to resistance the parasites, but that parasite some type of injury causing to their host. That is called as parasitism. A parasite has lost its power of the independent life. Zoonosis. Next category is zoonosis. Evolution of a human diseases acquired from an infection primarily confined vertebrate animals. Literally the term zoonosis means a disease of animals. Leishmaniasis, trypanosomiasis, trichinelliasis and echinococosis are the typical example of zoonotic diseases. Zoonotic diseases means that parasite live in the host to ingest the food material from their host and causing different types of diseases also to their host. Next, classes of parasites. Some types of parasites: ectoparasite, endoparasite, temporary parasite, permanent parasites, facultative parasite, obligatory parasites. Many types of parasites are there. First is ectoparasite, ectozoa. What is meant by ectoparasites? Lives outside on the surface of the body of the host, lives outside on the surface of the body of host. Ectoparasites means to live on the body surface of host. Example, ticks, mites in on the body of cattle's, housefly nahi, head louse, pubis louse, all these types of ectoparasite to live on the body surface of host, any vertebrate host, cattle's, mammals and other animals also. Endoparasite, entozoa, lives inside the body of the host in the blood, tissues, body cavities, digestive tract and other organs. Endoparasite means, what is meant by endoparasite? Endoparasite means to live inside the body of host, and ectoparasite means to live on the outside the body of host, body surface only. But endoparasite means live inside the body of host. Some parasites live in the intestine, some live in the tissues, some live in the blood also, and body cavities, digestive tract and other organs also. Different types of location in the body of host. Temporary parasites. What is meant by temporary parasites? Visit its host for a short period. Temporary parasite means sometimes very short period. They are enters in the body of host and they live from their host also. That is called as temporary parasite. Next is permanent parasite. Leads a parasite life throughout the whole period of its life cycle. Permanent parasite means permanently live in the body of host, whole life cycle, to live permanently up to the its death also. Parasite, that is called as permanent parasite. Its life cycle, larval forms, all these eggs discharges, all this process takes place in the permanent parasite. Facultative parasites. Next type of parasite, that is facultative parasite, lives a parasitic life when opportunity arises. Lives a parasitic life when opportunity arises. Facultative parasites means that parasite enters any body of host, but that is the opportunity is found. Next is obligatory parasites. Cannot exist without a parasitic life. Occasional or accidental parasite. Obligatory parasite means cannot exist without a parasitic life. Obligatory means sometimes parasitic, sometimes free living. Occasional or accidental parasite attacks on the unusual host. Accidentally that parasite enters in the body of host and they can live from their host. That is called as occasional or accidental parasite. Attack on the unusual host. Wandering a aberrant parasite happens to reach a place where it cannot.